Hello everyone, Isaiah Henkel here with Cheeky Scientist. I wanted to post another live video because, as some of you might know, we are opening up enrollment into the association on Monday, only 4 days away, and we've received a lot of questions on what the association is still. If that's your question, actually go to the last video that we posted this week. It'll detail everything that the association is, but we've also got a lot of questions on who is the association for, who is it not for, and really a lot of questions on whether or not the association is right for you or for whoever wrote in. So I collated all of these emails that we received, and we received hundreds, so I just took the ones that came in over and over again, wrote some of them down, and I'm just going to take a chance to go through some of them here. If you have your own questions, you can post them in a comment on this live video, and we will respond to them. So one of the first questions that comes up a lot is, I have no idea where to start. I'm interested in getting into industry, but I don't have any sort of plan. I don't even know what industry position I'm interested in. If this is you, the association is a good fit. The association is structured so that the early modules allow you to figure out what kind of professional career you want and then fit the right position to that career. Note that a lot of other programs have you do the reverse. They show you a lot of shiny job titles and then try to fit you that job title. Here you figure out what career you want first. You go through our workflow and our first couple of modules, and then you are able to fit the right job for you to that career that you've defined first. A great example of this is Michael Morabito. He came into the association, had no idea what he wanted to do. He originally thought he wanted to be a medical science liaison just because the title sounded nice. But he got into our private group, started asking other people in the group, and there's over 2,000 people in the association now. So we got a lot of feedback on what different positions entailed directly from people who have recently gotten into these roles, right? Not by reading something that was written 5 years ago, but directly through phone calls with people, informational interviews. And he also was able to get a lot of referrals for interviews for different types of positions, and eventually found the right position for him, even though he didn't have any idea where to start. So if this is you, it is a good fit. Another question we get a lot, and I want to address this directly because I understand it. As a PhD, I understand that you're taught to think critically about everything, and especially things that are presented to you online where you're not in visceral contact with the data, right? So we get this question a lot. Is this a scam? And this is why we have worked really hard to collate together other people's experiences and stories from the association so that you can make that judgment call yourself. Don't just take my word for it or somebody who's working for the company. Go talk to people that have put their names, their faces, their credentials, and their professional reputations on the line to talk about the association because they believe in it. You can find this, of course, on our website under the Success Stories tab or under the Testimonials tab. We have both video and written testimonials. But if you think that those testimonials might be biased, you can find these people yourself on LinkedIn. If you go to LinkedIn and just type in Cheeky Scientist, you will find hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of associates that you can contact directly to ask about the program. And that is the best way to see for yourself that it's not a scam. So I'm an engineer. This is just one example we got. We have so many emails from people saying, well, I'm an engineer. Will the association work for me? Well, I'm a chemist. Will the association work for me? Right? I'm not a life science PhD. Now, when the association started, it did have a life science slant. But since then, we have enrolled hundreds and hundreds of people that are not even STEM. Hundreds of engineers, hundreds of chemists, hundreds of people in agriculture, hundreds of people in optics, humanities, right? So all the life sciences, all the physical sciences, all different types of engineering, IT, computation, statistics, anything you can think of, we have associates who have transitioned into positions, no matter what their background is. The key is just that you have a PhD, because that's what we specialize in, is helping you get PhD level jobs. So no matter what your PhD is in, we can help. And again, you can find people who have your background, who have discussed their experiences in the association. If you're an engineer, Yafi and Qing Yao, they're great examples of people who came in as engineers and transitioned into top engineering positions. If you're a social scientist, we have a lot of social scientists. Naomi Noble, you can look her up on LinkedIn or on our website and watch her success story video. She's a great example of someone who had all the qualifications she needed as a social scientist to get a job, but just had to find the right network and make the right changes strategically to get hired. And once she made those changes in the association, she got hired right away as a social scientist. This other question that comes up a lot is, I'm not a STEM PhD. Now again, we did have a life science slant and then an overall STEM slant, but now we've had many, many social scientists come in, people in humanities come in, and get all different types of jobs. We recently had Haley Menard, who's an educator and an economist, get a job at Alliance Insurance as a top group product manager. Right, so all different types of positions are available. We recently had Vincent Ginest come in and get into and he had a mathematics background, and he was able to get into a top associate position at McKinsey & Company. So again, no matter your background, if you have a PhD, we can show you how to leverage it to get a job that you want, no matter what your career interest is. No visa. This is another question we get. Is I have no visa, I don't have a green card or a resident card, I'm from another country, I want to work in the US, whatever it is. We have associates in over 32 different countries. And we've helped associates from 30 different countries get jobs in 24 different countries, including the US and all over the place. And many of these associates, these international associates, didn't have a visa. And they were able to go through our program, network with the other international PhDs, and go through our blueprint of what to do if you need a company to sponsor you for a visa. All right, there are some key strategic steps you need to take, and we know those steps, and it's part of our program. So if you have no visa, no problem, you can get sponsored by a company to get you a visa. A great example of this is Sarah Rodriguez. She was from Brazil, wanted to get a job in France, as an example, and she was able to get a company in France to sponsor her visa. We've had many other associates, whether it's from India or Europe, all over the world, get sponsored for positions in the US. And a great person to talk to who did this, who's from India, is Arun Doysur, who's in the association. No PhD, that's okay. We are for PhDs and PhD candidates, obviously, as long as you're in a PhD program. Another question we get about this a lot is, when do I need to start? When should I enroll in the association? How long does it take to get a job? On average, it can take a year to 2 years to get a job. And this is why, we've talked about these statistics that 60% of all PhDs end up unemployed eventually at some point. 80% of life science PhDs end up unemployed at some point. It's because most of these PhDs wait too long to start their job search. So we recommend that if you're a PhD student or candidate, that you join the association up to 2 years before you graduate. Because it takes time to build that network, and it takes time, especially when you're trying to finish your thesis and everything, to follow the blueprint and to start getting referrals and to get hired. So it's never too soon to join. Remember, the worst thing you can do is wait until you're about to defend your thesis, or wait, if you're a postdoc, until your lab's about to run out of money to join the association or to start thinking about your job search, because by then it's too late. You need to start thinking about it before then and start taking action in your job search well in advance. And that goes along with this question. A lot of these people ask, well, I have plenty of time, right? And you guys open up enrollment. Look, currently we open up enrollment 3 to 4 times a year, but this is changing. If you've noticed during this enrollment process, we've done a lot more activities, and we've really wanted to change the structure so that we're able to focus on our associates for a longer period of time before opening up enrollment again. The truth is the association is getting too big. So we are trying to cut down to 2 to 3 times a year, and eventually only open enrollment twice a year. And again, a job search takes a lot of time. Now, associates who join end up getting into jobs 3 to 6 months faster on average than people who don't enroll in the association. But either way, you need to start thinking about your job search well in advance. The sooner you get in, the better network you can have, and the more options you will have to get the job that you want. No money, of course, as a PhD. This is why it's so important that the association is run by PhDs, right? I have a PhD, everybody in the association has a PhD, all the consultants, all the moderators, everyone does, because we understand what you're going through. And this is why we have pushed down the price of the association to the bare minimum so that you can get in and still get help from a lot of different people, right? All these different people are employed, they provide advice. So everything that comes in terms of memberships goes back into the association. For example, we just developed an entirely new member directory. So you can find any member based on their background, their career interest, obviously their location. This makes it easier to set up meetups, right? We have a lot of cheeky meetups for associates. And you can also search them based on their LinkedIn profile. We're developing an internal job board just for associates. We're revamping the entire dashboard. All of this goes into the association. And if you look at the numbers, it's well worth it. You can talk to anyone on your own on LinkedIn who's joining the association to see that once you get hired, on average, an associate's salary when they get hired is over $80,000 US, over $80,000. That works out to well over $200 a day. Well over $200 a day. The association price has never gone above $400, so what that means is you will pay for the association 2 days after you get hired. That's the best way to think about it. Okay, it's a very inexpensive investment to get the job that you want and to start finally, living the professional lifestyle that you want as well. So if you look at the numbers, if you do the math, you'll see it's a very small investment for what you get afterwards. You just have to get out of that academic mindset where you think everything should be free, or you think that other people are going to help you get into one of these top jobs for free. People's time is money. We've invested a lot of people, top-level people into this, industry professionals, to help you get a job very, very quickly. And we've driven the price down as much as possible because I've been there. I know what it's like to be making a measly stipend in academia. Okay, so if you look at the numbers, look at the math, it is a decision you have to make. Are you willing to invest in this, in your career and yourself, or not? Jobs in other countries, we talked about that, so no matter where you want to work, we've helped associates get jobs from 30 different countries into 24 different countries. What else do we have here? How many associates get jobs? So currently in the association we have over 500. It's about 584, I think, as of last week. People in the association already have industry positions, and this is so important. A lot of groups you might get into might be full of just people who want jobs. We have up to almost a third of people in the association are already in industry jobs, so they can help you with job referrals, so they can do informational interviews with you. That is a lot of people. That is a very powerful network. You will not find that anywhere else. You can join any other forum, any other program. You will not see such a robust, thriving community of current industry professionals who want to support you, who want to get you into industry jobs. Because we all share the same vision. We all share the same idea that PhDs can be positive and can help each other, and we all share the same mission, that we want to get as many PhDs as possible into industry jobs, because we think that PhDs should be running companies, not just working in academia, making much less than they are worth. How many are hired? We always get this question, how many people in the association are hired? How quickly is it hired? In the association, everybody gets hired eventually, of course, right? But it depends on you. We've had people, like Martin is a great example. If you look on our testimonials, you'll see Martin talk about how he joined the association and only 4 days later got hired into a job. This happens quite a bit now because the network is so powerful. It has grown to be so powerful over the last few years that if you put in the work, if you engage and you follow the blueprint and you engage with the pre-made network that you have and you start getting referrals, you can get a job like Martin in 4 days. Right? Other people, maybe they're 2 years away from graduating, so they just start reading some of the material, they start engaging a little less, and maybe it takes them a few months to get a job. It all depends on you. The blueprint is there, the network is there, it's proven, it works. If you join, if you engage in it, you follow the blueprint, you will get a job and you'll get the job that you want. It's up to you. And how quickly it happens is, of course, up to you. But you'll see again, you can find on our website all of the success stories. You can look on LinkedIn for yourself and try to find an associate that's in your field, and which is easy to do because again, there are thousands of associates out there. Talk to them and ask them what their opinions are. So that's all the questions that I think we have here. If you have any questions on, if the association is right for you, go ahead and ask them again in the comments on this live video. If you want to learn more about the association and get on the wait list for Monday, we do close the wait list down in a couple of days, and if you're not on the wait list, you won't get all the emails explaining the association and how to enroll. So if you want to get on the wait list, just go to phdsgethired.com. Again, phdsgethired.com. You can get on the wait list to learn more about the association. Again, the association enrollment opens on Monday, January 16th at 8 a.m. Eastern Time, and it will close that Friday. So keep the questions coming. thank you for watching the video, and we will see you on the other side.